we had to take the Behind the Mask podcast show and take it on the road on location here at DSA, our former trainer, Lily. And we had to highlight, what do NFL players / athletes do right before training camp?
That's right. We went back to camp behind the scenes to see what these guys get into. Of course, our former trainer, Lily, one of us decided to get back on the turf and see if they could give it another go. You're about to see how it went down.
You see what I got to deal with?
But check it out. Before we get into the episode, make sure you subscribe to the Behind the Mask podcast. Follow us on all social media platforms at the BTM Podcast. Like, comment, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. You know we drop episodes every Tuesday for your viewing and listening pleasure. Your plus-size model didn't get out there. Somebody else did.
And that's the reason why he's not sweating.
Somebody sweat. I'm too cool to be hot. And remember, on the Behind the Mask podcast, there's only one rule. There are no rules. Let's go.
Let's go behind the mask.
A couple of weeks before training camp, you still in here with the grind, bro. You still getting it in. Cats calling you Like, why is it so important to be here training right now with Lily from DSA?
Man, it's very important. Like, from the start, I've been training with Lily since, like, my first year. So, from first year to 10th year, you know what I mean? I just try to keep it consistent. And the grind that I've had with her just got me where I'm at. So, it made no sense for me to leave. And I'm like, you know, each year, me and Lily just keep building a bond that I think unbreakable. So, that's like my girl. So, no matter what she need or I need, you know, I call her, she called me, and she got my back, I got her back. So, I grind it out, and, you know, anybody that asks me where I train at, I plug it and be like, I train at DSA. They be like, well, who? I be like, this lady named Lily. She's like, a lady? I'm like, yeah. I be like, she cold. And then when they come train, they end up staying, and they end up staying. So they end up staying, they love it. So I love it here, and, you know, when I'm done, I still come around. Kind of like how you come around, you know what I mean? Kind of like y'all guys come around. I still do the same thing.
I think it's, you know, the things that people really don't see. You know, a lot of people on the outside, they just see, you know, Sundays and the game and stuff. But, you know, you got practice through the week where you busting your tail. You got the off season. You got 2 phases. And, you know, it's day in and day out. You know, it's multiple workouts, you know, to keep your body on top in condition. You know, it's the extra stuff like getting into the nutrition to make sure your body can last, hold up for the season. So it's a lot of things that go into it that, you know, we as NFL players put into it that people don't really get to see. So, yeah, it's a lot, but, you know, it's well worth it at the end.
Putting in work, you still sweating a little bit.
That's
Talk
what I'm
about
saying.
Lily. We trained with Lily when we played back eons ago.
Right.
But, you know, Lily DSA Training still getting you right.
Man, Lily, innovator, man. So I started with Lily probably like 6.5 years ago. And, you know, Atlanta's always one of the places that I stop each and every year to get the work in. You know, whether it's the first part of the offseason or the second part. You know, I've trained in Cali, Houston, and Miami. And, you know, this is the most consistent spot that I come to each and every year. And that's because I know what I'm going to get from her. I know I know what product I'm going to get out. When it's time to go back, I know what shape I'm going to be in. I know how everything is going to look. So, you know, that's the one reason I stop by each and every year. And, you know, the thing about it is she's not only just your trainer, but, you know, it's a family atmosphere. So, you know, once you come here, it's a family, and that's the best thing about it.
My question to you is, bro, like, take us behind the mask on, like, people see the final result from Sunday's preseason games, but talk about, like, what really goes down here while you're training at DSA.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely work. You wake up, you come in, and, you know, if you have time, you get in the hot tub, cold tub, and you stretch and stuff. You stretch you out. Then you put in the work. You start the work. I mean, it's roughly probably like an hour and a half of work, I would say. You know, where you're doing hurdles. You're doing, like today we was on the mat. We running across the hurdles. We're doing bungee resistance, stuff like that. So it's a lot of work that goes in between, you know, those days leading up to Sunday, you know, and this is a time of year where you put in that work to, you know, kind of help carry you through the season and, you know, along with what you do during the season as well, you know. So it's about putting in the work this time of year, and then also, you know, I said taking care of your body, making sure you're as healthy as you can be going into the season. So, you know, coming here has definitely been, you know, one of the highlights of my offseason this year for sure.
What is it about Lily that you know keeps you going? I know you've been working out with her for several years now, but what is it about her and this atmosphere that keeps you coming back?
I'm gonna just go through the journey, man. So I started with Lil my second year in the league, and I trained somewhere else before her, and I heard about her. But again, she's a girl, so you know, you kind of like skeptical at first. And honestly, she was the first person I trained with that actually went to the workout with us, the entire workout.
First training, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, she liked that. But honestly, bro, like she kind of like jump started my career. She took me past that. I guess kind of like, you know, typical NFL players thinking about just like lifting weights and getting big and getting strong. But like she took me to the next level, just being able to move efficiently, like moving like at a different level than other guys. So training that, like she took real like specifics to that, just making sure foot placements was right and everything. So honestly, man, she just kind of pushed me to the next level. And then watching her kind of go through the workouts, like she challenging me. I mean, it's videos from back then when like we doing the drill together, and her feet cooking in mine. I'm trying to chase her. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you, like just being around her and just watching her work ethic kind of just influenced you to just work harder. So
You made mention of, and a lot of people are afraid to, you know, to make mention of it. They be like, well, she's a girl, so I'm not about to sign up with the girl.
Yeah.
Like, what was the hesitation, and then what was that point to really soul you to where it was like, man, I'm all in?
man, honestly, man, to keep it real, it's a male-dominated field. So you know, you got your skepticism right there off jump, and then I kind of looked at her resume, looking at guys who were training with her. She had Eric Berry, Patrick Willis. She just had big-name guys working with her, so she must have been about some. And what sold me, honestly, was their first workout. I'm telling you, the first workout murdered me.
Gas.
Took me up.
Gas.
I was like, I need to be here for sure. You got any guy, I remember, I'm telling you, it's countless guys, first day throwing up. I ain't throw up because I'm a real one, but I
Well,
know,
they say the same thing too.
I know guys that came first day, toasted. It's like, I got to work with her. I'm going to stay down with her. And guys have stayed down.
You could be anywhere you want to, but you chose to be here at DSA Training with Lily.
Yep.
People don't know that. So take us behind the mask about what this training is all about and why guys continue to show up, including yourself, to come and work with Lily.
Yeah, so just a little bit about myself. I'm a undrafted guy, so I've always had to work for everything that it was for me to have. Even in college, I was a walk-on in college. And so all I know is work. And then just going into year 6, nothing has changed. You still got to work. You know, the work and the grind don't stop from in-season to off-season. It's not really much of an off-season, but due to this COVID stuff, you know, a couple of things changed around as far as with timing. But you got to work. And if you want to stay in for a long time, I'm trying to get like you, you know, so I'm trying to work as hard as I can so I can maintain and have a long career.
Right.
And Lily gets that work out of you. We actually trained with her back, you know, eons ago when we played and everything. So what is it about working with Lily and DSA that really puts you in the best position to get ready for training camp for the season?
So number one, you know, we all family. So, you know, it's just like being in a locker room where you can come around at a place and train and be around a bunch of guys, a bunch of men, you know, who understand the grind, who understand, you know, how the business works. And then Lily, she's just amazing. Like, she understands drill-specific stuff that you need to do. So it's not like you have to go and get a coach over here and go over there unless you want to. But, you know, y'all done seen it. Her footwork is top-notch.
She still get out there, right?
She move, you know, swifter than anybody.
Yeah,
like,
facts.
her feet better than a lot of the guys in the league, and it's just a fact.
Yeah.
I just finished an amazing workout, and it was held by this beautiful young lady right here, Lily, from DSA Training. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for breaking me off.
Well,
Plus
thank
size
you.
model ain't do nothing. Quit laughing over there.
I couldn't, man. I'm on IR right now.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for coming and working out after a period of what?
Years and years and years.
Years of
6, 7 years from my last game. 7 years.
And take it back. So Lily, the owner of DSA Training, she was our trainer when we were playing in the NFL. And for me, it goes back to, like, I want to say 07, 08. It goes back as well, Spikes, because you brought me in. Yeah. And then Lily continued to do her thing, establish a footprint. not only in Atlanta but across the country, to where athletes, not only just in football, but Major League Baseball, NBA, soccer, professional soccer, Olympians, high school, just killing it in the world of strength and conditioning. And Lily, you're doing your own thing, got your own gym, DSA, and we so happy to have you on. So how does it feel to keep this going, and now you have your own place doing your own thing right now?
I mean, it's surreal just because we started from the bottom. I mean, I think you were with the 49ers when you started.
Yep.
And we were kind of like in a hole in the wall spot, and you know, kind of worked my way up, you know. So it's been good. It's been a good ride so far.
But how gratifying is it to know that you've built your business from those days? And this is going back over 10 years ago when we were training with each other, and you got the likes of like big time athletes. And we're not just talking NFL, but let's talk current guys. Casey Hayward.
Yep.
You know, all pro. Should have been on the all-decade team for the cornerbacks. You look at Patrick Willis trained with you several times.
Yeah.
So who are some of the other guys?
I mean, if you're talking NFL, you know, the likes of Mike Davis has been with me for a couple of years. Preston Smith has been with me for a couple of years. Trent Brown has been with me for a couple of years. I mean, the thing that I love the most, that gives me the most gratifying feeling, is that these guys come back year after year. It's not just they come here one time and then they leave and I don't see them again. And, you know, they're really clients of mine, like over and over again. Each offseason I see them. So
even with Jason Hayward, and to see how you guys started training and to be able to build out the concept, the whole idea of what you're doing now, I want to say congratulations to you. I'm very proud of you, because a lot of people, one of your guys brought it up, and he talked about, well, if she's a lady, this is a male-dominated field. So I'm looking for somebody who can actually do it and really show me. But you changed all of that before all of the everything now as far as it being addressed. Give us probably one of your best stories, like when you were training a few guys and guys who came in thinking like, oh, this can't be too hard, just because you were the beautiful lady who was leading the training.
I can't necessarily pick one moment because it happens pretty often. Not so much, not so much now as much, but like over the years. And that was a big reason why I would always work out with everybody. Like, that's a must for me. If I don't work out now, they get on my case. And, you know, at this point, just because of, you know, the age gap over the years, as my business grows and I get older, the guys that come in, they're younger. They're 25 now. You know, when we were training, I was younger than you guys. Right. So I was, you know, had a little more mobility and I could run all day. But it's like now, even when we go to the hills, I'm running against some 25, 26, 27-year-olds, and I'm going to put it out there. I'm 38, and I'm proud of it.
You're not 38.
I'm 38.
You're 34.
That's right.
What you talking about?
And you keep it going on. I think one of the more impressive things is, to your point, each year there's a new crop of young athletes that come in, and they may see you and say, oh, this is Lily, this is a woman. But when you get out there on those ladders, everybody says it. Her footwork is better than half of the guys that are professional athletes out there. So what is it for you that keeps you going to go out there and compete? Because I know that competitive edge has to be. Yeah,
it's just straight competitiveness. That's what it is between me and them. I don't know. It's just ingrained in me over the years. Even when we go to the hills or the track, like, I'm going to run with them. And I think just because they are faster, they are more explosive, but over time they get tired. And I don't. So I'm going to keep running.
Because you train like 2-3 sessions a day, and sometimes you actually are out there these sessions.
Sometimes, yeah, for sure. So, I mean, now, thankfully, like, the groups have gotten much bigger over the years. So I get to take a step back sometimes. But, you know, they love it when I run with them for sure.
And then for the people that don't know, DSA, located in Marietta, Georgia. Tell them about the facility and what you have going on over here, what you offer some of the clients.
So obviously speed, agility, conditioning, strength workouts. We have PT in-house, chiropractor and massage therapists in-house. Kind of give you a little background. We were talking about Jason Hayward. I had trained with him since 2014. over the years, just as a blessing. Like, he kind of saw the growth of my business and where I was, and we came together and we decided, hey, let's have an amazing facility, that's, in the Atlanta area. This is his hometown area, Georgia, and just kind of go to work and get all the kind of different athletes from middle school all the way to pros.
And that's what your day is consisted of. Like a typical day for you, you wake up in the morning, you train a lot of the professionals for the first early part, and then in the afternoon, how your day works out with the younger players?
Yep. So we go from pro athletes in the morning, mid-morning, and then we start going into like college and high school, middle school kids towards the end of the evening.
Yeah, now even my kids, it's generational now because, you trained me when I was playing, and now my son came through the college ranks. He came, worked out with you. Maya, she's training in high school now. London is in middle school, and she gets out there a little bit. But you're able to address the needs of athletes from middle school up to professional. So how do you balance that dynamic?
I think it's just understanding the kind of progressions that each athlete is at. So with the kids, it's laying down the foundation. It's all the basics. Once you start getting in with the pros, like, yes, we hit the foundation and the basics in the beginning, but they move through it much quickly or faster. So it's just kind of going through their progressions and getting them to a point of overall athleticism.
Leah, what would you say to a lot of people out there who are inspired by your story, and to see a lady, beautiful lady, in a male-dominated field, and you continue to thrive, and you're getting better, you're getting stronger, building your clientele year after year, what words of inspiration could you share with them to let them know you too can also do the same thing?
I think my biggest thing is just consistency. I never faulted from, even when times were down or I didn't think or believe in myself, it was staying on track no matter what was thrown at me. So the biggest thing is stay consistent. If you know in your heart this is kind of the way it's moving, then keep pushing, because it will grow and you will thrive. It just takes time. So you have to be patient with it.
Definitely, well, Lil, we appreciate you. You created a family atmosphere, obviously, for me, Takeo, several athletes. You've impacted us in more ways than you know. We love you. We're going to keep coming back. I know the guys are going to training camp for football, but they're coming back. A lot to look forward to for the future.
Yep.
DSA on the rise. We definitely appreciate you.
Thank you.
DSA and BTM. That's going behind the mask.